Akio Lucia. Hello and welcome to a new episode of the Koon podcast. My name is Lucia Koonze and I'll be your host today. Happy Halloween to everybody. Hopefully you all enjoy your trick-or-treating and you were safe and don't eat a lot of candy because it's not good for you. It is not good for your teeth. But overall, welcome again to a new episode of the Koon podcast. Today we will talk about 49ers and the Rams. What happened with the Rams and the 49ers, which is a rivalry team, of course, which is a really good game. And it was a good game. So we will go over what happened with the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams. We will also go over the recaps on the NFL. What happened to the Raiders? Right? We will not talk about the game. We will talk about the game, but we won't go on depth of what happened with the game because we just don't want to do that. Right? I'm pretty sure a lot of you agree with me. But we will have a recap of all of the week 8 of the NFL. We will also talk about the NBA, what's going on with the Golden State Warriors, and see what can we predict that they might be doing, because we can't really find the Golden State Warriors from last season. And we will also go recaps on some of the teams on the NBA. We will also go over the NHL, what is happening to some of the Sharks. What is happening to some of the Sharks? We will also talk about, I'll go over the recap of the NHL, some of the NHL games. And we would go over something with my voice. I'm so sorry. We will also go to about the FIFA World Cup in Qatar, groups D, E, and F. Who we predict is going to the next round, what we expect from the groupings, what we expect from some of the teams. Of course, like I always say, the biggest teams can go first out of the tournament, right? So with that said, let's go to the 49ers and Rams. So the game was a little bit intense. A lot of the Rams players were not too happy with the calls that the refs were doing. And of course, some of the players got into the players' faces and they did all that. But the 49ers beat the Rams 31-14. Which I personally think that was a really good game, despite the whole situation with the Rams and then the refs and then the whole being on the face. And I mean, we all, as sports fans, we love seeing fights and we love seeing all that. But I think the Rams, some of the plays that the Rams did were like the 49ers did and the Rams were kind of like going on the Niners players' faces was not really a ethical thing to do, I guess we might say that. But overall, the 49ers beat the Rams. I don't think that the 49ers still have found how to make sure they still keep the winning streak, because they did a really good job. The Rams defense was not that great. They had a lot of errors that I consider that gave the 49ers the victory. But I'm still not taking the fact that the 49ers won, that the 49ers did what they had to do to get to 31 points. But overall, I just feel like the 49ers still need to find that key play, because right now they're in 4-4 in the season. And we definitely want them going, of course, more into the winning side, but there's still tweaks, there's still stuff that's going on in there. Players are kind of like, I feel like every time Garoppolo does something, the players are cheering for him, and they're just not, I don't know, there's just you can tell there's a little bit intense in the team, but overall, the 49ers beat the Rams 31-14, and that is what the 49er fans want. So with that said, let's go over the recaps of what happened with the week 8. So the Ravens beat the Buccaneers 27-22. I think that was a really good game. The Buccaneers are 3-5. They're not doing so good. Don't know what Tom Brady's been doing. Right now he has 325 yards with the 1 touchdown. Doesn't look too good for him. I'm not sure if that is something that could potentially cost him to be his last season. Who knows? I mean, I still think he could definitely do one more season, but his numbers aren't telling me otherwise. The Broncos beat the Jaguars 21-17. I still think that they did a pretty good job. The game was really good. There's still a little bit of tweaks to do, but 21-17, it was not bad. The Panthers lost to the Falcons 37-34. I think that was a really good game, really intense as well. Both teams definitely wanted to win, but the Falcons took the victory. They definitely need to show their defense is not doing too good for the Falcons, and I think that something has to do, I don't know, probably during the practice or not. But I've been noticing that from last game to this game, it got a little, luckily, it was a little concerning definitely to see them play. But overall, I think that, they took the victory, which is good. The Cowboys beat the Bears 49-29. The Cowboys doing a great season, 6-2. Can't beat that, right? So I think that, 6-2, it's not bad. Oh my, yeah, we can go to the playoffs. No, too early. But definitely doing a great season compared to the Lions. The Lions lost to the Dolphins 31-27. They're 1-6, lost 6 games, won only 1. So Lions need to kind of catch up, need to refresh themselves and come up with new things to do, because apparently what they're doing is not working. So the Cardinals lost to the Vikings 34-26. The Vikings having a really good game, really good season as well, 6-1. But this is something that I'm like, I feel like this is a Minnesota thing. Where, like, a Minnesota team, where I feel, because I've seen the Vikings, they have a really good streak of winning, and then they all of a sudden just lost. The Big Ten, Minnesota Golden Gophers, do the same thing. They start big, and then they're gone. And then the Minnesota FC for soccer and the MLS start big, and they're gone. So I want to say that the Vikings are doing a great job, and I hope they continue all the way to the end, to do a great job. They have a potential team. They have a really good team. So I am a believer of sports, and I say that there's always a first time for everything. And I'm pretty sure, and I'm hoping that the Vikings, go all the way to having a great season and continue with the great victories they're doing. So fingers crossed for you, Vikings, finger crossed. On the other hand, the Raiders lost to the Saints 24-0, 24-0. From going to like 30 something points, 40 something points every game, not just like losing by 2 to 5. It was great. It was great for the Raiders. But this game, we don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. It's disappointing to see that the Raiders were coming from, like, well, I was saying that last week. I was saying that the 49ers needed to find that missing gap to finish the games, which the Raiders have found. I said it. Yes, I did say it. But that made me look bad. It definitely made me look bad this game. I thought that the Raiders had found their key player for the winning games, and that seemed to not have happened. I don't know what else I could say about the Raiders at this point, but I mean, the Raiders could definitely they can definitely come back and just do a great game, but overall, they made me look bad. Raiders, you made me look bad. I was rooting for you, and I was saying that you guys found your key player. Nope. You guys, you owe me one. You definitely owe me a game winning. And then also Patriots beat the Jets. Well, now going to the Patriots beat the Jets 22-17. An okay game. I wasn't gonna say like it wasn't bad. Expected a little bit more about the Patriots, but that didn't happen. The Eagles beat the Steelers 35-13. Don't know what's going on with the Steelers. Steelers tend to be a really good team, and this season is just like not happening. Not happening for the Steelers. The Titans beat the Texans 17-10. That was a really good game, really tight. But you have two teams where the Texans are 5-2 and the Texans are 1-5. So it was a good game. I mean, the Titans have a really good season so far, but I didn't expect as much from this game. The Commanders beat the Colts 17-16. Good game. It was a really great ending for, like, I think by far this is the best ending of the season. Within, what was it, like 2 minutes, maybe less than 2 minutes, the Commanders had a touchdown, and then they did the after, the point after, and coming from that to beat the Colts, where the Colts pretty much had it. They pretty much had the game, and I don't know what happened till the end. But I always say, even, well, in soccer, but overall, even within 1 minute, every second counts in the games. Even with the 1 minute left, 2, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, every second counts in a game. That could potentially be a game changer. And the Commanders proved it. The Colts felt, nope, it's 2 minutes. I don't think they're coming back. They came back. Came back and turned the whole game around, and the Commanders took the game by 1 point. And then we have the 49ers beating the Rams 31-14. The Seahawks beat the Giants 27-13. Really, really disappointed by the time. The Giants and Seahawks thought that they would have a better game, more movement, more fast pacing. It was like an everyday game. But the Seahawks beat the Giants. So also Bills beat the Packers 27-17. I don't know what's going on with the Packers and the Buccaneers. You have Rodgers, you have Brady, and you can't have a really good season. So that tells me your quarterbacks might be on the edge of retirement because they're not performing this season. And then yesterday, whenever you, we had the Browns beating the Bengals 32-13. So with that said, let's go. I mean, I don't have much to say about that. So with that said, let's go to the NBA. So in the NBA, we have the Golden State Warriors. what is happening with the Warriors this season? They're 3-4. I'm completely lost of what's going on, but they did beat the Pistons. I mean, they lost to the Pistons one with 128 to 114. Definitely not the Warriors I saw last season. They have been having some struggles in the court. I'm not sure if it's because they're tired, or as fans we expect a lot from them, but we definitely think that the Warriors, well, I definitely think that the Warriors, they're a phenomenal team. They've been winning constantly, and I think I don't want to say that they deserve to have like a easy season where they can just do mistakes and not even count them horrible for it. But I mean, they've been doing phenomenal past seasons. This season is just like not their this is not their year. Might be, maybe they're, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But they are playing the Heat on the 1st of November. So we'll see what happens in that game. And now they're losing, but they're not losing by a lot. So not much to say about that. I still think that the Warriors, like I said, we expect a lot from them now since they have constantly winning championships. So I don't think it's something to be concerning as a Warrior fan, but might be wrong. So some of the games, the Pelicans beat the Clippers 112 to 91. The Celtics beat the Wizards 112 to 94. And then we have the Knicks losing to the Cavaliers 121 to 108. We also have the Timberwolves losing to the Spurs 107 to 98. The Magic lost to Marbury 114 to 105. The Rockets lost to the Suns 124 to 109. The Nuggets lost to the Lakers 121 to 110. I mean, the Lakers are doing a little bit worse than the Warriors. Say they're 1-5, while the Warriors are 3-4. I mean, I'm not saying that the Warriors are doing phenomenal. They're doing it slightly better than the Lakers, and I mean they're both really big teams, and I think that they should definitely pick up the pace because not looking good for any of them in this season. Let's go to the NHL. The San Jose Sharks. We can't laugh while you say the San Jose Sharks. What is wrong with you? Well, the San Jose Sharks are now 3-8. I'm trying not to laugh. They beat the Maple Leafs 4-3, and then they lost to the Lightnings 4-3. So they have so they're coming from the Islanders 5-2. They lost, and then they won to the Rangers. Then they lost to the Devils. Then they beat the Flyers. Then they lost to the Golden Knights. And they beat the Maple Leafs, and now they lost to the Lightning. So my prediction is they're gonna beat the Ducks. They're gonna beat the Ducks 4-something. Because last games are 4-2, 4-3, 4-3. So I'll say I'll go, my prediction will be Sharks beating the Ducks 2-1. Why? Because that's how the Sharks are. They are unpredictable. You could say, no, they could definitely beat the Golden Knights. Lost. Nope, they could definitely lost to the Maple Leafs. Won. That's all I can say about the Sharks right now. So they're just a predictable team. A very, very predictable team. Although they're a really great team. Definitely a great team because they tend to have really good games. Again, they're not losing by not scoring because they are scoring. And that is something that, I mean, they have really great offense, but the defense might be not so great. Overall, I think the Sharks are still doing they're doing a good job as an offense, not defense. But overall, I think that it's a team where, like I said, you can't really predict. If you predict that they're gonna win, they're gonna lose. If you predict they're gonna lose, they're gonna win. And that's how they are. But this by far has been one of the worst seasons they have had. I mean, past seasons, they haven't made it to the playoffs, but at the end of the day, they haven't had a bad season as compared to these ones. So it is a bit concerning. So I think probably might be time to get new players or some new players, not all of them, but we'll see what happens with the Sharks, right? So in other games, the Rangers beat the Stars 6-3. Senators lost to the Panthers 5-3. Blackhawks lost to the Sabres 4-3. The Red Wings beat the Wild 2-1. Maple Leafs lost to the Kings 4-2. The Hurricanes beat the Flyers 4-3. Canadians. What is the Canadians? Canadians beat the Blues 7-4. The Avalanchers lost to the Islanders 5-4. The Capitals beat the Predators 3-0. Oilers beat the Flames 3-2. Penguins lost to the Krakens 3-1. The Krakens are doing great as a really early new team in the NHL. They're doing a great job. They're doing a great job. I really like the Krakens. They have made at least a good team come up, not looking like they're new, not looking like they're just brand new and coming into the NHL. So with that said, let's go to the World Cup. Let's go to the World Cup. We have Group D, E, and F today. What to expect? Last week, we said in Group A that we think Ecuador and Senegal, or Ecuador, Canada, we didn't know. In Group B, we said the United States and England going first. In Group C, we said Argentina, Mexico going first. Now in Group D, we have France, Denmark, Tunisia, and Australia. So it is a really tough team grouping, I should say. A really tough grouping. I don't think that any of the teams don't have competition strength or any of that. I do believe that Australia and Denmark can definitely take out France. France coming in not as a really good team. Well, France hasn't been too favorite in the World Cup for the past World Cups. But I mean, with the history they have, the great team, the great players, the great strategies they use, I think definitely France can go in the first. But my guess would be Denmark and Australia going in as a second. It's a tough team it's a tough grouping. But I'll definitely say I'll go France, Australia. Australia going in as a second. In Group E, it's, I think out of all the groupings, E will be a tough one. In Group E, you have Spain, Germany, Japan, and Costa Rica. The only reason why I'm saying it's gonna be tough. Actually, no, I'll take that back. It is not gonna be tough. I think one of the toughest teams would probably be Group C, where Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland is, or Group B, Group D, and Group H. Group E is it's tough because you don't know who's gonna go in first. It's either Spain or Germany. But both favorites to go in, Spain and Germany. My intake will be Spain going in as first, Germany going in as second. But we also have Japan. Japan is a really good team. They have shown competition, like they're really a competitive team. Costa Rica, I don't see them going to the next round. I think they're probably gonna be ending up going home faster than they can unpack. But definitely Spain, Germany, if not probably Germany and Japan, or Spain and Japan. If Japan goes in, that's a second. But definitely think Spain and Germany. History, potential, great players. I mean, from one side, you have one of the more newer teams where they have won championship, they have won the World Cup not too long ago, like I think it was 2-3 World Cups ago. Germany, same thing. So they have history of being a competitive team at the moment. As a moment. It's not like it's been years ago. No, it's been recently since both teams have won a World Cup. And then we have Group F. Group F with Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. This is a tough grouping. Canada came out as number 1 in the CONCACAF conference. They are surprising. It's been a while since Canada's been in the World Cup. So my intake in here is Canada could be a potential competitive team for Morocco and Croatia. Belgium definitely going in as first, that's just no doubt. I think the toughest part in here is again Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. I think Croatia could definitely take in the second place, or Morocco or Canada. These teams, I don't really know which ones I would definitely choose to go as a second, but definitely think my intake will be probably Belgium and Croatia going in as second. Hopefully Canada can go. I would definitely want to see Canada move forward on the World Cup, but if not, then I don't know what they can do. With that said, let's just say that I thank you for watching. Hope you had a good Halloween and you stayed safe. Please do not eat a lot of candy. If you do, brush your teeth because you don't want no cavities. Again, thank you for watching the Koonze podcast. If you're not following me down here, follow me on Twitter on Koonze _Lucia, Koonze on Facebook, and Instagram, Lucia Koonze 9, and on TikTok, Lucia K32. Follow me for live tweets about high school games. We do cover high school games, and also you can ask any questions you guys want to ask about professional sports or high school sports. Also, I would like to say again, happy Halloween to everybody. I hope you're all safe and you had a good time because I know I sure did. Stay tuned for next week. We will talk more about the NFL, more about the MLB, NHL, and we'll go over the groupings for H. There's no I. H. We talk about the rest of the groupings on the FIFA World Cup, and also what we predict of what's gonna happen in the opening. Where do we see players, tongue twisting, famous players like Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi and Pavelski and Chucky Lozano and anybody else, because we want to talk about what to expect in those with the players. What do we predict? Are they going to perform perfectly good? Are they going to perform bad? Who knows? So stay tuned for next week on the Koon Podcast. My name is Lucia Koonze. I'll see you later. Bye.